Hello, welcome. I'll just give it another few moments just in case anyone else would like to join us today. Welcome Stuart, welcome Jess. Okay, so we are going to go through about 20 to 25 minutes of tension release to do after work. So this is going to be a really nice one to wind up through the neck and the shoulders, a little bit through the spine and through your hips as well. My name is Helen, by the way, if you're just joining. I have a YouTube channel and a membership platform called My Mindful Movement, where we find mindfulness through movement practices. So just a little bit of housekeeping. If you are working with any injuries or conditions at the moment, please just be mindful of yourself. This is a really gentle practice anyway, so it shouldn't kind of aggravate any injuries, and I definitely encourage you to just find what feels good for you, so don't worry about what it looks like at all. If you are pregnant, this one isn't going to be suitable for you. However, I have loads of classes on my YouTube channel if you want to connect after. So yeah, skip this one out if you are pregnant. Otherwise, get nice and comfy. So come in to find a nice comfortable seat. You don't need anything for this class at all. Maybe a pillow to sit on if you want to. Welcome everyone. Okay, so let's just give ourselves a moment to ground here. So notice how you sit. Do you lean to your left or to your right? Do you have the tendency to slump forwards or round back? And then see if you can just evenly balance on both sitting bones. Lovely. If it feels okay, close your eyes. And let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And sigh out the day. Good. Two more like that. Breathing in. Let it go. Good. One more. Breathing in deeply to your belly. And sigh. And just give yourself this moment to pause. A little moment to check in with yourself. Tuning out from any noise going on around you. And just begin to tune into the sound of your breath. And just taking this moment to notice if you're holding on to any stress physically in your body. So for some of us that might be in the hands, around the shoulders, maybe around your stomach area. And there's no judgment here, it's just time to notice, and hopefully we can move through that and ease any tension. Okay, blinking the eyes open. We're going to start with a neck release here. So let's take a big reach of the arms up overhead. As you exhale, take your hands behind, interlace your fingers, and then you're going to bring your clasped hands over to one hand side of your waist, or as far as you can manage. If it feels a little bit kind of stuck initially, don't worry. Okay, and then you're going to drop one ear down towards your fingers here. So throughout this mindful movement practice, you are welcome to close your eyes at any point. This practice is for you. So we really don't focus on what these poses look like or pretty shapes or perfect alignment. We all have different bodies, so we'll all look different. Okay, wonderful. Slowly roll your chin to your chest and then take your fist over to the opposite side of your waist, or as far as you can, and then dropping that ear over. Lovely. You can imagine someone had a heavy hand just resting it onto your shoulder. Very nice. Slowly roll your chin to your chest. And then as you inhale, reach your hands up overhead. And as you exhale, come over to one hand side. Lovely. So see if you can keep both sitting bones grounded. We're going to do a little bit for our shoulders here. So this top hand, we're going to cactus it back so we feel a little opening in the chest, and then sweep it all the way out in front and then up and over. So take that at your own pace. And any part that feels particularly good, lean into that. Wonderful, good. On your next breath in, coming up through center and then over to the opposite side. Ground through your sitting bones. And then cactusing that arm back, turn your chest open and circle down and around. So your circles might be bigger on one side than the other. They might not even be perfect circles, and that's okay too. And anything that feels particularly good, lean into that. See if you can like almost reach into it a little bit more. Lovely, good. Next time you inhale, we're going to reach both hands up and overhead. Lift out of your waistline. We're going to take a little twist. So one hand across, one hand behind. Take a breath in to sit tall. And then as you exhale, twist, twist, twist. Maybe your back hand stays where it is, or for some of us, we might reach it behind you. You can grab like the top of your leggings or your pocket or something. And you can take a deeper twist. Wonderful. Inhale, reaching both hands high, unwind, and then twist in the opposite way. Take a breath to sit tall. And then use your exhale to intensify. If you want to keep your backhand where it is, feel free. Otherwise, maybe grab your inner thigh or your t-shirt. And keep breathing nice and deep. Lovely. And as you exhale, gently release. Perfect. From here, let's find an all fours position. So if you've got sensitive knees, definitely grab a pillow or a blanket or something to go underneath the knees. Spread the fingers nice and wide, and we're just going to roll through a cat-cow motion, so I'll demo from this side. So as you inhale, drop your belly, slightly tip the chin up. And then as you exhale, round, look all the way to your toes, stretch the upper back. Lovely. Inhale, dropping in the belly, almost like you're pulling your chest through your arms. And as you exhale, round. Good. Take it at your own pace now. So just gently articulating through the spine, releasing any stuck spots. Maybe you've been sat a lot today, so this might feel really nice on your lower back. Okay, you're welcome to stick with this, or maybe you begin to introduce some irregular movement. So maybe that's some circles with your hips. You can shift the weight forwards and back. I definitely encourage you to close your eyes for this one. See if you can let go of what it looks like and really start to turn your attention inward. Focus on how the movement makes you feel. And really focusing on movement and sensations within the body. It kind of makes it a little bit more easy to be mindful. It gives something for our mind to rest its attention on. Okay, lovely. Good. From here, let's come to a neutral all fours position. Tuck your toes, spread those fingers wide. We're coming into a downward facing dog shape. So lifting the sitting bones back and up. Let your head drop down. No need to look at the screen. You can just let your head hang. And you can take a little pedal through the feet here. Stretch out the back of the legs. Very nice. Good. Have a little look at your feet. Bring them about hip width or maybe a touch wider. And then bend your knees. You're going to walk your hands back to your feet. So you're coming to the back here. Bend your knees even more. Grab opposite elbows and just allow yourself to hang out. You can even shake it off here. Maybe take a little rock or a little bounce. The secret here is to just let your head go entirely. Any tension from your week so far, from your spine, if you can imagine it just dripping out the top of your head. Wonderful. Bringing the hands down to the mat, bend the knees as much as you need to, and then walking the hands forwards, coming back to an all fours position. Perfect. Bring your big toes together and settling back into a child's pose. Forehead to mat, sit bones to heels. It's worth noting that child's pose might need to be altered for some people. So if you like to take the knees a bit wider, it gives, you're larger in the chest or in the stomach area, it gives you a little bit more space. But some of us might prefer bringing the knees together. So you decide, adapt it to however works for you. And we're going to take a little flow here, and once you've got it, you can close your eyes and just get into the rhythm of it. It's really nice for calming the nervous system, a little bit of repetitive movement. Okay, so on the in-breath, we're going to come forwards to all fours, round the back. As you exhale, we're slowly going to lower down to our tummy. Good. As you inhale, lifting the chest, any amount that feels good. Maybe you start off not too exaggerated, and then as you exhale, lower, coming back to child's pose. On your in-breath, we're going to sweep the arms up and overhead. Nice full breath. And as you exhale, coming down to child's pose. So that's one round, and we're going to cycle through that. So inhale, round it forwards. Exhale, surrender down. Inhale, lifting the chest, any amount that feels good. Exhale, lower, come back to child's pose. On your in-breath, sweep your hands towards and then overhead. Exhale, coming on down. Good. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower, come back to child's pose. In breath, reach up towards the sky. See if you can make space between your hips and your rib cage. Exhale, lower. Okay, last round. So take this at your own pace. If you've got it, close your eyes. And eventually we'll all meet back in a child's pose. So meet me there, take your time, rest your forehead onto the earth. And as you rest your forehead here, relax across your eyebrows, your temples. Very good. As you inhale, let's come forwards to all fours. We're going to separate our feet here. So take your feet a little bit wider, take your knees a little bit wider, tuck your toes. And then walking the hands back, rolling over the ankles, we're going to be in this deep squat position. So don't worry if your heels are lifted, it's okay, you can keep your hands on the floor. But see if we can keep sending the weight back into the heels. Wonderful. Now I want you to really relax your glutes and around your lower back. So it's not like a squat as if you were in the gym and you've got to come back up to standing and generate that power. It's the opposite. We're relaxing the entire lower back and the glute area. Great. So hands can be at your heart, they can be on the floor, but we're just going to move around the stretch a little bit. So just beginning to move from side to side, just gently. Doesn't need to be anything extravagant. I love these little 20-minute bite-sized practices. I feel like they're easier to put on. It's less daunting than even a 30-minute or an hour practice. Welcome, welcome to everyone that's joining, or if you're joining us on catch up, this will be saved. Great, perfect. From here, we're going to take our hands behind. We're going to sit the bottom down and then bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees butterfly out. Now you decide here, you can take your feet further away or you can have them quite close. Absolutely your choice. Wherever you are, take a breath in. And then as you exhale, just begin to tip forwards. So hands free here. We're not pulling on anything. We're not bullying ourselves. Just really lean into it. Let gravity do the most part. And this one's nice to close your eyes. Just let the weight of your head almost encourage you forwards. So if this is very intense for you and you're shaking and it's kind of feeling a bit stressful, we're kind of doing the opposite than what we want to do. So you could always prop this up with a couple of pillows underneath your knees, or just bring yourself up a little bit higher and don't come forward so much. You can sit up a little bit taller. But wherever you are, I just want you to lean into it. We're not pulling or tugging. It's a more passive stretch. Lovely deep breath into your belly. Feel your lower back release and soften. Very good. Slowly coming all the way back up. Just to look after ourselves, we're going to use our hands to support our knees in. Take your feet about hip width apart, maybe a touch wider, hands behind. And then inhale, lift your chest. So I want you to really squeeze your shoulder blades together, open up through the front of the chest. Good. And then let's take a little swipe of the knees from side to side. And again, a little or a lot. You decide what feels good for your body today. We all have those days where we want to push our body and find more space and find more strength. And then there's other days it's just I just need to do minimal movement. So you decide what day it is for you. Wonderful. Good. We're going to roll down onto our back from here. So you can do a little bit of core work and come down in like a Pilates roll if you want to, but I'm not going to do that. So come on down to your back. And then let's keep both feet flat on the floor, hands over side of the hips. And then as you inhale, just lifting your hips up, squeezing the glutes lightly so there's a little bit of tension there. And then we're going to find a little bit of snake hips here. So you're going to squeeze your right glute so your right hip lifts. And then lower, and then your left hip, squeeze, lower. And just alternate that glute squeeze. It's quite nice for opening up the front of the hips, finding a little bit of coordination. Wonderful. And then gently lower both hips down to the mat. Good. Let's hug the right knee in towards the chest. Give it a little squeeze. You're welcome to keep your left foot on the floor, or you can extend it out long. Absolutely your choice. Very good. And then crossing your right ankle over your left knee like so. So you're in this figure of four. Some of us might be happy to hold this. If you've got a prop to hand like a sofa or a coffee table, you can rest your left foot on it and then press into it, or a wall. That is so nice. My sofa's a bit too far away. But otherwise, we'll grab the back of the left thigh. Some of us might enjoy grabbing the left shin if you want a little more intensity. Keep your lower back releasing into the floor. Wonderful. Good. On your next exhalation, gently release. Bring your right foot to the mat and then hug that left knee in. Really allow the left hand side of your lower back to be heavy against the floor. Some of us may straighten out the right leg, or you might not feel like that today. Good. Flexing your left foot, you're going to cross your left ankle over your right knee. Hold it here or prop yourself up. Prop this foot up on a sofa or the wall, or you can grab the back of the thigh or the shin. Keep your breath flowing, keep it nice and deep and calm. Very nice, and then gently release. Wonderful. From here, let's hug both knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Good. Then we're going to take the arms out into a cactus shape. Really relax your fingers here. Let your shoulders just drop back. And then allow your knees to drop over to one hand side. If it's okay on your neck, you can turn your face away from your knees. And let those legs be heavy. No need to hold them up. No need to hold on to anything. Wonderful. And then inhale. Bring the knees through center. Then let them drop over. Looking the opposite way for a full spinal twist. Let go of any tension around your core, around your shoulders. And then check in with your face. Are you holding on to any expressions from your day? Maybe there's a tightness around your eyebrows or your forehead. Can you relax there? Wonderful. Inhale, bring the legs through center. Give yourself a little squeeze. Lovely. And then bringing the hands underneath the back of the knees. We're going to take a little rock up and down, maybe like 3 or 4 times. If it doesn't feel good, just skip this part. And then rock and roll all the way back up to seated. So the same position that we began in, but maybe feeling a little different. Let's bring one hand to our heart and one hand to our belly. Close your eyes. Take a breath in to sit nice and tall. And a collective sigh through the mouth. And just take this moment before you head into the rest of your evening. Notice how you feel now. If there's been a shift physically in your body, maybe in your mind, possibly your mood. And then bringing your hands into a prayer, bow your head down towards yourself. And really thank yourself for carving out this time today to look after not just your body, but your mind as well. When you're ready, blinking the eyes open and welcoming yourself back into the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me today, whether you're out on live or you're joining us on catch up. And thank you so much to Pocket for having me on the Instagram. If you liked this style of class, please head over to my YouTube channel. I share hundreds of free classes over there. Otherwise, I have a membership. So if you like the idea of a weekly Zoom, if you like the two-way communication of Zoom, we do a weekly meetup classes, very similar to this, just a little bit longer. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening and maybe see you again soon. Bye.